Chapter 2281, Spectral Soul's Anguished Cry. Chapter 2281, Spectral Soul's Anguished Cry. Fang Yuan's gaze flickered with uncertainty and his expression was grim. I did not expect that Light Gu would erupt with an attack that cooperated with the golden pillar so perfectly. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable smiled smugly. My soft gold crashing pillar was designed to counter your reverse flow protection seal. How does it feel? Fang Yuan nodded. This move can conceal its strength and unleash a mystical collision force on reverse flow protection seal to penetrate the reverse flow river, interrupting with the entire operation of the killer move. But it is a pity that this move has not been completed yet. Otherwise, it would not have been resolved by me so easily. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable nodded. He felt that this was a small pity. He could have given up on Light Emperor to save this killer move for the future to deal with Fang Yuan. But Giant Sun Immortal Venerable would not do that. He would rather expose it to save his eldest son. I was too rash to think that a rank 9 Immortal Gu would be involved. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable said to Light Emperor. Father, what's the point of saying that now? We need to find a way to flee. My hairs are all standing on end now. Light Emperor replied quickly. Although he had returned to Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's side, the battle was still ongoing. He was very alert. Didn't you create your own light body inheritance? Your entire body is covered in light path Dao marks. How can you have body hair? Giant Sun Immortal Venerable asked in a peculiar tone. Light Emperor rolled his eyes and retorted, Father, now is not the time for this. The situation is dire. We need to find a way to escape. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable suddenly laughed out loud. Then we will leave. Saying so, he held Light Emperor and Yu Tianguang in both hands respectively and rapidly made his move. You want to leave? Not so easy. Giant Sun, leave the Immortal Gu behind. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable and Great Love Immortal Venerable attacked at the same time. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable roared and exchanged blows with the two Venerables. Even parts of the two heavens broke into fragments. At the center of the explosion, under the terrifying force of the killer moves, nothing remained. Even the fused immemorial two heavens was destroyed, turning into an area of void. At the next moment, the surrounding fragments of the two heavens came rushing in like tidal waves, filling up the void. Using this chance, a golden path extended over from deep within northern plains. It was Calamity Luck Altar's strongest method, luck-changing golden light path. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable purposely left Calamity Luck Altar in Longevity Heaven along with his own will and rank 9 Immortal Essence. Thus, using the vast number of Longevity Heaven's luck path Dao marks, the power of luck-changing golden light path rose explosively. It extended from northern plains to the battlefield. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable brought Light Emperor and Yu Tianguang onto this path. Their speed rose immensely. They went far away in just a moment. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable and Great Love Immortal Venerable did not let them off. But their attacks were negated by each other due to the constant accidents that occurred around the golden path. Even if a venerable attacked under the chaotic situation of the fused two heavens, they were not only obstructed by soul beasts, there were black-white overturning clouds too. This was the power of luck-changing golden light path. Fang Yuan attacked several times but nearly caused accidents to occur during Heavenly Secret Gu's refinement. Fang Yuan had seen the power of luck-changing golden light path from long ago, but this time, it was so hard to deal with because of the amplification of Longevity Heaven's Dao marks. Boom! Both Venerables gave chase into northern plains. Eventually, they destroyed the luck-changing golden light path. At this moment, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable fell along with Light Emperor and Yu Tianguang down. During the entire period of time, he could not find a chance to open his Immortal Aperture's entrance. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had been using his full strength to maintain the luck-changing golden light path to resist the two Venerables' attacks. The intensity of the battle was clear with one glance. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable fully displayed the power of Wisdom Path. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had no time to do anything else. There was another reason. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable did not dare to let Yu Tianguang into his Immortal Aperture. The wild rank 9 Light Gu was inside Yu Tianguang's body. After sensing Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's rank 9 aura, it was feeling very restless. If Giant Sun Immortal Venerable did anything excessive, Light Gu might get agitated and do something unfavorable to him. Thus, he could only bring Light Emperor and Yu Tianguang towards longevity heaven. Heavenly Secret Gu's refinement is reaching the final few steps. Fong Yuan was very happy, but he showed an anxious expression as he shouted, "Giant Sun, leave that rank 9 Immortal Gu behind, I won't let you have it." Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's eyes showed a firm light. She did not speak, but her attacks were getting more intense. The battle of the three Venerables finally got close to longevity heaven. Light Emperor laughed loudly as victory was in sight. He shouted, "Father is mighty." Longevity Heaven's immortal aperture entrance was open. At the final juncture, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable showed a grim expression. He did not dare to be careless for fear of showing a flaw. The moment he stepped into the immortal aperture's entrance, rank 9 Light Gu sensed something amiss. It suddenly reacted and wanted to escape. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable snorted coldly and used his prepared method to suppress it. But at this moment, Fong Yuan unleashed his refinement path killer move. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable used his defensive measure, but the refinement path killer move had been prepared by Fong Yuan for a long time. It had incredible power that affected rank 9 Light Gu. Crack. With a soft sound, the surface of Light Gu cracked. Oh no! Light Emperor shouted. But thankfully, Light Gu was only injured. It survived and was not destroyed by Fong Yuan's attack. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable stepped into longevity heaven at long last. He looked at Fong Yuan angrily as he asked, "Heaven Refining Demon Venerable, what an impressive method. What is the name of your move?" Fong Yuan smiled coldly, "You have your soft gold crashing pillar, I have my crippled refinement." Giant Sun Immortal Venerable praised it again before looking at Star Constellation Immortal Venerable. He shut the door and vanished into thin air. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable looked at Fong Yuan with a livid expression. She reprimanded, "Since you had the killer move crippled refinement all along, why did you not use it earlier?" Giant Sun Immortal Venerable succeeded in the end. All along, she did not notice that something was off with Fong Yuan. Fong Yuan gritted his teeth. His expression was dark. "If I had not made deductions during the battle, even at last it would not have been possible. I managed to injure Light Gu, but what about you, Star Constellation? Humph. If I did not stall for time, could you have achieved that?" Star Constellation Immortal Venerable was very unhappy. She did not want to waste time talking to Fong Yuan. She turned around and left. The entire time, neither of them chose to invade longevity heaven. Having your own headquarters is really convenient. Fong Yuan sighed and left. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was heavily injured, but because of longevity heaven, he was unbeatable once he returned. This is true for longevity heaven. Heavenly court is even more terrifying. Fong Yuan made deductions from seeing luck changing golden light path as strength. He could not help but feel a chill. He did not stay in northern plains. He returned to eastern sea immediately. The effect of obscured heavenly secret that he had was greatly expended after this intense battle. Barely any was left. Longevity heaven. "Father, how is Light Gu?" Light Emperor was very concerned. "Don't worry, although Fong Yuan is a refinement path venerable and heavily injured Light Gu, I used that opportunity to suppress it as well." Giant Sun Immortal Venerable coughed and spat out some blood. "Father, are you okay?" Light Emperor asked. In his memory, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was so magnificent and strong, he was an invincible existence. But now, he saw that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was tired and battered. Times were different. Light Emperor recalled the process and felt dejected. As a pseudo-venerable, he was nothing more than a useless tool. At most, he was the bait that lured Light Gu. In this battle, he was a burden for Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. "Father, go and heal yourself." Light Emperor was very worried. He had never seen his father with such serious injuries. But Giant Sun Immortal Venerable shook his head. "I need to watch them and make sure they leave northern plains. I can't let them cause destruction or slaughter the Huang Jin tribes." Light Emperor was shocked. "They are grand venerables, how can they act like that?" Giant Sun Immortal Venerable shook his head again. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable may not do it, but Fang Yuan is crafty and shameless. I cannot be sure of that. But most importantly, we obtained a rank 9 Immortal Gu in this fight. The gains are just too much. You are truly my son. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's praise made Light Emperor feel more energetic. He patted his chest and assured, Father, I will do my best. Cough cough. Because he patted himself too hard, he could not help but spit out some blood in response. The father and son looked at each other with bitter smiles. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable waved his hand. You are heavily injured too, go and recuperate. We made the greatest gains this time, we need to rest now and digest our gains. Once our strength rises, we will repay them severalfold. Light Emperor hesitated. Father, Light Gu is injured, what do we do? Even Heavenly Court spent a long time and countless resources to repair Fate Gu. Speaking of this, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable frowned. We'll talk about it in the future. Above Central Continent. All sorts of Fire Path Immortal materials were gathered by Star Constellation Immortal Venerable and sent into Heavenly Court's treasury. The star array calculation formation was not too badly interrupted. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable was pleased about this. In her case, this battle was too abrupt. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable did not expend much immortal essence, but the gains were plentiful. Even though Giant Sun obtained rank 9 Light Gu, it is an injured Immortal Gu. Giant Sun cultivates Luck Path and Blood Path, he cannot use Light Gu easily. Rank 9 Light Gu is not Derivation Gu, the latter does not need to be refined but the former needs immortal essence to be used. This will cost Giant Sun a lot of immortal essence. It is possible that Fang Yuan created crippled refinement at the last second, but it is more likely that he did not attack because he lacked immortal essence. Because it was too urgent at the end, he exposed the killer move to attempt to destroy Light Gu. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable looked towards the two heavens. Without the sun, both heavens were dark and dim. Deep within the two heavens, Spectral Soul Demon Venerable was covered in fire, he was growling in pain. This was the price for swallowing rank 9 Fire Gu. This might be a chance. Starlight flickered in Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's eyes, she was very concerned with Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's situation. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2282, Implicating the World. Chapter 2282, Implicating the World. Spectral Soul destroyed the sun, while the three Venerables' fight started and ended abruptly. The impact of this battle was quickly spreading throughout the 5 regions. Southern border. What a large lump of tap fire. Rank 4 Gu Master Xiao Yan did his best to dodge. The lump of orange flame approached him like a rolling stone, it was large as an elephant attempting to devour him. Right when Xiao Yan was about to make a move and capture this tap fire, a Gu Master suddenly made an attack. Boom. With a loud sound, Xiao Yan was set flying far away. Who are you? This is Shang Clan's territory. Xiao Yan shouted. Not only did he fail to get the tap fire, he even suffered injuries. He, are you proud of being a lackey of Shang Clan? From the shadows, a demonic path Gu Master walked out. He had rank 4 cultivation level 2. Xiao Yan's pupils shrunk. So it is you, fiery star Bao Tong. He immediately understood why Bao Tong attacked him, the other party was also a fire path cultivator, he must be after this tap fire. Boom boom boom. The two engaged in an intense battle, sparks flew everywhere as explosions resounded. Initially, both sides were evenly matched, but soon, Xiao Yan gained an upper hand. Bao Tong became more furious as he fought. Xiao Yan was a junior but he was actually fighting on an even level, in fact, he was even slightly stronger. This was the benefit of having a large force behind you. A moment later, Bao Tong fell back while spitting blood, he held his chest and the unsightly expression on his face that was covered in soot could not be concealed. So the rumors are not wrong, you actually have so many rank 4 Gu. You must be the subordinate who climbed into Shang Clan leader Xianxia's bed. Xiao Yan was instantly enraged. Scoundrel, you dare to slander my clan leader. Xiao Yan had wanted to let Bao Tong off earlier instead of chasing after him, but now, he attacked Bao Tong with intense rage. Bao Tong cried out in dismay internally. Against Xiao Yan's furious attacks, he had to retreat constantly and quickly fell into danger. Meanwhile, at a dark corner, there was a Gu master quietly observing this battle. This Gu master had rank 5 cultivation level, his face and body were unclear, covered by dense fog. Xianxia, the rank 5 Gu master gritted his teeth. It was clear that he had huge grudges with her. A will was located in his mind. Little Tian, don't be rash. Xianxia is a Gu immortal seed of Shang clan. You have only just managed to escape and change your identity. Now, you need to hide yourself and cultivate seriously. You need to transcend the limits of a mortal and become a rank 6 Chi Path Gu immortal. The rank 5 Gu master was Kong Ri Tian, while the will in his mind was Kong Xing Tian. Back then, when Kong Xing Tian obtained Xing Tian true inheritance, Wu Ji, Xianxia, and the rest came to fight over it. He swore to take revenge. Kong Ri Tian gritted his teeth. But ancestor, I already have confidence in ascending. But you told me not to do it because I should not miss the opportunity for natural inspiration. Kong Xing Tian's will explained, spectral soul destroyed the sun. He also got rid of many heaven vein nodes in white heaven, like heavenly chasms, heavenly pillars and others. Immemorial white heaven will soon be devoured by immemorial black heaven. The fusion of both heavens will not last long, along with the disturbance of heavens will. Once heavens will stabilizes, you will undergo immortal ascension. So that's it, I can't wait. Kong Ri Tian chuckled. At the next moment, he attacked. Since I can't take revenge on Xianxia, I will target her subordinates. I will kill her sweetheart Xiao Yan first and let her experience some pain. Killing intent surged in Kong Ri Tian's mind. You. Don't worry, after I kill Xiao Yan, I will frame it on Bao Tong. I am familiar with this. Kong Ri Tian secretly moved towards Xiao Yan, because the latter was focused on Bao Tong. He did not sense anything. Sigh. You need to settle this quickly. Kong Xing Tian's will sighed helplessly. That night. Golden flames burned the entire mountain. Countless lifeforms perished in the sea of fire. The light of the fire illuminated the sky, because it was near Shangliang Mountain. Xianxia quickly detected it. Oh no, something happened to Xiao Yan. Just the tap fire alone cannot produce such power. Xianxia's heart sank. She could not help but feel worried about Xiao Yan. Even though she only had rank 5 cultivation level, she had abundant knowledge and knew that this was an immortal material flame just by looking at the light. Xianxia did not send any reinforcements to help Xiao Yan, because this involved immortal materials. It was not a mortal matter. Shang clan's Gu immortals had to resolve it. Xianxia looked at the sky. Without the sun, the sky was pitch black. This beautiful and kind woman sighed deeply as she showed a look of worry. I wonder how many people are suffering and in pain right now. Even as Shang clan leader, I am still too weak. The changes in heaven and earth shook everyone's hearts. In southern borders Gu Master World, the demonic path had gotten quite rampant for a certain period. Xianxia did her best to salvage the situation, but against calamities and natural disasters, her effort amounted to futility. Eastern Sea. White Crane Sea area. Nangong Yuan was gathering the crane group. Far away in the horizon, vast and grand frost energy swept over and caused the surrounding temperature to fall. White Crane Sea area was originally owned by Eastern Sea's lone immortal Qin Bai He. After Qin Bai He was killed by Fang Yuan, White Crane Sea area was taken by the closest super force, Nangong clan. Nangong clan invested a batch of resources and created the formation. They wanted to develop this place, but to think that the sun was destroyed by spectral soul. Once the sun was destroyed, the temperature of the 5 regions fell sharply. Because White Crane Sea area was right beside ICC area, it was quite badly affected. Recently, ICC area had already expanded by 4 times of its original size. White Crane Sea area was about to be engulfed by ICC area. The changes in the world have created an unprecedented chaotic era. Nangong Yuan sighed deeply. Nangong clan was doing relatively fine. Su Clan's light ripple sea fell greatly in value after the destruction of the sun. The entirety of Su Clan was busy trying to salvage it now. Of course, there were super forces who took the chance to gain a huge profit. For example, Eastern Sea's Hua Clan. Hua Clan's rank 8 immortal Gu House Green Cloud Spark Worship entered the two heavens to collect a vast amount of cloud path resources. The other Eastern Sea righteous path forces were feeling deep envy. With the changes going on, not just mortals and Gu masters were affected, even super forces and Gu immortal experts were implicated in this commotion. Some were overjoyed, some were worried, some decided to leave their homelands and start all over again. In the pitch-black night, Lu Qingming and Su Guang were flying over the border of northern plains and western desert. They were originally the traveling 3 elites, but after Han Dong's death, only 2 were left. The 2 of them were northern plains lone immortals. They did not want to submit to the Huang Jin tribes. They also refused to join Chu Du, Heavenly Lord Baizu, or Fairy Black Moon. In the huge Gu cultivation world, everyone had their own intentions. Some preferred freedom more than others. As longevity heaven exerted more influence, there was less and less survival space for lone cultivators in northern plains. The situation forced Lu Qingming and Su Guang to leave northern plains. They were unwilling to go to central continent or eastern sea, thus, they could only head to western desert or southern border. Because Lu Qingming cultivated wind path and Su Guang cultivated light path, they were more suited for western desert. Sigh, we had to leave northern plains after all. At this moment, I finally understand the meaning of why it is hard to leave your homeland. Lu Qingming sighed gloomily. Su Guang had a different opinion. Western desert is chaotic now, with Fang clan drawing everyone's attention. It is more suitable for us. Let's go. The 5 regional walls are gone, the 2 heavens have fused, the world is our home. Hee hee. Lu Qingming laughed, you are more carefree than me. But at the next moment, their expressions changed. The terrifying darkness descended. The 2 immortals could not put up any resistance. The mysterious expert grabbed and prevented them from moving at all. Lu Qingming and Su Guang were filled with fear. It was not a Gu immortal who captured them but a legendary immemorial desolate beast. This legendary immemorial beast was like a giant. It was blacker than ink. Its black hair flowed like a cape, extending to its waist. Its eyes were huge and emitting a fierce red light. Right now, 2 of its monstrous claws grabbed onto Lu Qingming and Su Guang. It was Zui Yi Hui. Zui Yi Hui said in a hoarse tone, Gu immortals from northern plains, lead the way for me. Tell me, how do I get inside longevity heaven? Lu Qingming and Su Guang heard this and their faces turned pale white. Back in western desert. A short battle had already concluded. Flower petals descended but quickly gathered to form one Zihong's body. She looked at Ling Husu's vanishing figure as she muttered, Ling Husu, very interesting. Zhou Xianxia had an unsightly expression. This Ling Husu deserves death. If he had not used Fang clan's name to rob various places, why would we have been misled? Zhou Xianxia wanted to find out where Fang clan was hiding, but to think that he followed the wrong traces. Ling Husu was a rarely seen theft path Gu immortal. He had once stole Fang Dongxi's soul cores in Sand Heap Blessed Land. Evidently, he did not just steal soul cores then, he even had a method to disguise himself as Fang Dongxi. While everyone was flustered after Spectral Soul destroyed the sun, he committed crimes everywhere and purposely left clues to frame them on Fang clan. In the end, Zhou Xianxia exposed him. The pursuit was very short. Ling Husu only had rank 7 cultivation level, but he used peculiar theft path methods to defy the odds, escaping from the 2 heavenly court rank 8 experts. Above central continent. Many Gu immortals were focusing their gazes on Gu immortal Zhang Ji. Zhang Ji successfully arranged the final immortal Gu. Alright, prepare to activate the formation. Tell the 2 heavens Grotto Heavens Gu immortals to be mindful of the formation in their Grotto Heavens. Ask the immortals in the formation cores to inspect it again. The star array calculation formation was finally activated slowly under the massive arrangement. One star shone brightly first, followed by the second and third star. After more than 10 breaths of time, countless stars illuminated the sky of central continent. A beautiful star map was drawn above the sky. The star array calculation formation has finally been completed. Li Xiaobai looked at this as he sighed internally. Not long ago, Fang Yuan had secretly contacted him. After profound literature Grotto Heaven joined Heavenly Court, Li Xiaobai started to show immense value. But at the same time, Fang Yuan needed to be very careful. Li Xiaobai was his clone. If he was exposed and captured, he would become a huge weakness of Fang Yuan's. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2283, Three Venerables Scheme Against Spectral Soul. Chapter 2283, Three Venerables Scheme Against Spectral Soul. In the starry sky, countless stars that resembled a sea floated above central continent. The pale blue light of the stars weaved together to form an illusory view. If one look at the 5 regions from above now, northern plains, southern border, western desert and eastern sea would be shrouded in darkness, while the center was shining brightly with specks of light. Central continent was a clear contrast from the other regions. Starlight radiated central continent. Compared to giant sun Immortal Venerable, star constellation Immortal Venerable had a clear understanding of spectral soul demon Venerable in his current condition. She had started to make plans from long ago. Even Fang Yuan was behind star constellation Immortal Venerable in deducing the true condition of spectral soul demon Venerable. This was the power of foresight and planning that wisdom path excelled in. Star constellation Immortal Venerable stayed inside embroidered tower. She was currently multitasking, refining central continent's natural wisdom path Tao marks, healing herself, controlling the star array calculation formation and even handling the internal affairs of Heavenly Court. This was the advantage of wisdom path, an abundance of thoughts. The star array calculation formation slowly operated normally with no issues. Although this formation only had basic offensive and defensive abilities that could not even reach pseudo-venerable level, it was for this reason that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable and Great Love Immortal Venerable chose to make a transaction with Star Constellation Immortal Venerable instead of destroying it, obtaining benefits instead. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had a huge desire for blood path related results, while Fang Yuan wanted primordial domain. The star array calculation formation's main power was to collect information in central continent through the wide area that it enveloped. Through deductions, they could mobilize central continent Gu immortals to cooperate seamlessly. Star constellation Immortal Venerable was the #1 person in Wisdom Path. In fact, Wisdom Path was created by her, and now, she was still the #1 Wisdom Path Gu immortal. Nobody understood Wisdom Path more than her. Wisdom Path emphasized on control, it researched upon certainty. Wisdom Path had 3 main elements: thoughts, wills, and emotions. Thoughts were ever-changing, wills were intense, while emotions interrupted. Wisdom Path cultivation meant having control over these 3 aspects. This was the most basic thing. Thus, Wisdom Path cultivators were often calm and composed, they knew how to handle their own state of mind. On this basis, Wisdom Path Gu cultivators could handle information by storing them or understanding certain things. This allowed them to control the present. Going a step further, the Wisdom Path Gu cultivator would use all sorts of clues and information to deduce certain possibilities according to the rules of heaven and earth or the behavior of people. This gave them control over the future. This was the essence of Wisdom Path. Precisely because of this essence, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable was the only person who became one with the Tao among all of the Venerables in history. She fused with Heaven's will and influenced Fate Gu, it turned fate into the biggest certainty in the world. From this aspect, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable was unique. All sorts of information flowed into Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's mind like countless tributaries within the star array calculation formation. These information included the fundamental structure of the mountains and rivers, weather changes, the arrangements of various Gu cultivation forces, or even the locations of Gu immortals and their current conditions. A vast amount of information entered Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's mind like a tidal wave that was entering the boundless sea. If this was Giant Sun Immortal Venerable or Great Love Immortal Venerable, they would not be able to handle it. But Star Constellation Immortal Venerable was different. She cultivated wisdom path and had a huge mind far surpassing the other venerables. She could calmly process all this information with ease. A faint feeling of joy appeared in Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's heart. Her control over Central Continent situation was rapidly increasing. The more information that a Wisdom Path Gu cultivator had, the more advantage they could unleash as a Wisdom Path cultivator. Otherwise, why would people say that Information Path and Wisdom Path were the most compatible? With the Star Array Calculation Formation, I can oversee Central Continent at all times. It is like a miniature heaven overseeing tower. Central Continent's emotions are quite stable, while the 10 great ancient sects have higher morale than usual. It seems that they have already seen the situation in the other 4 regions. But the current Star Array Calculation Formation is still at the most foundational stage. It has much room for improvement. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable planned secretly. For example, in terms of collecting information, the investigative methods were not outstanding. Not to mention Gu Immortals, even Mortal Gu Master experts could keep their own secrets to a certain extent. In the Star Array Calculation Formation, Information Path Immortal Gu that could store information were rare and needed to be added. The best arrangement would be to directly transplant the Qian Kun crystal wall into it. Or for example, the Star Array Calculation Formation's own deduction, thinking, and deployment abilities also had room for growth. But this needed a lot of Immortal Gu as well. Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable created Electric Brain Gu, Wisdom Brain Gu, Light Brain Gu, and others. Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable invented a special type of immortal plant, Brain Melon. Reckless Savage Demon Venerable had once owned Monkey Brain Gu, Dragon Brain Gu, Phoenix Brain Gu, as well as the Brain Muscle Gu that could be used alongside Strength Path methods. There was also Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's Food Path research result, Brain Juice Gu. These Gu worms were all suitable for the Star Array Calculation Formation. Other than these, the Star Array Calculation Formation's own offensive and defensive capabilities also contained huge potential to get stronger. But the current Star Array Calculation Formation has already reached the bottom line of the Venerables. If I raise any aspect, they may come to attack it. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable understood the situation well. Because of external pressure and the fact that it needed many Immortal Gu, the Star Array Calculation Formation could only be developed to this extent. Next, I need to collate the information of all the Gu Immortals in the Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects. Their lifespan, cultivation level, path, Immortal Gu, killer moves, immortal aperture situations, attainment levels, and others. After processing this information, I will let the Star Array Calculation Formation deploy them accordingly. As for the Gu Immortals of the 2 heavens Grotto Heavens, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable decided to slow down. This could not be rushed. Probing a Gu Immortal's information was something that went against the social norm. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable forcefully pushed through this plan, because the 10 great ancient sects were subsidiaries of Heavenly Court, it was possible. Even so, immortals of Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects did not feel comfortable about it. They still concealed some information. But these were minor issues. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable did not want to force them. By forcing them now, she would only lose the support of the people. It was not worth it. Would Star Constellation Immortal Venerable act so unwise? After these immortals start gaining benefits, their mindsets would change. They would actively contribute to the Star Array Calculation Formation. After that happened, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable would urge the Gu Immortals of the 2 heavens Grotto Heavens to contribute their own information to the Star Array Calculation Formation. Now was not the time. Many super forces of the 2 heavens Grotto Heavens had just joined Heavenly Court. If Star Constellation Immortal Venerable forced them, they would become disheartened. The rest of the world would also see the sorry state that they ended up in after joining Heavenly Court. For the long-term situation, it would not benefit Heavenly Court. Star constellation Immortal Venerable first refined Heavenly Court's Tao marks, she then interfered in Western Desert and interrupted Fong Yuan's plans, she then created the Derivation Formation and recruited many of the Two Heavens Grotto Heavens. After that, she worked with Fong Yuan to fight against Giant Sun while creating the basic form of the Star Array Calculation Formation. All sorts of measures and countermeasures were used in a stable manner. Now, Heavenly Court was revitalized, it got over the repeated history of failure and had a bright future ahead. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable is even more injured than me, he has to recover and refine rank 9 Light Gu. As for Fong Yuan, he lacks immortal essence, be it refining natural Tao marks or the contest between venerables, it will be tough on him. The greatest uncertainty is still Spectral Soul Demon Venerable. Thinking of this, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable looked afar again. In the two heavens, Spectral Soul Demon Venerable was bathed in flames, his mountain-like body was melting and regenerating at all times, his three heads were twisted and growling in painful agony. Spectral Soul, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable muttered lightly, intense killing intent rose in her heart. Eastern Sea. Fong Yuan shook slightly as intense joy filled his heart, yet his expression remained the same. Rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu was refined. Ever since the battle over Light Gu, Fong Yuan's refinement of Heavenly Secret Gu passed the most difficult trial. After that, Fong Yuan returned to Eastern Sea and did not refine the natural Tao marks, he pretended to be storing up immortal essence while secretly refining Heavenly Secret Immortal Gu. It was earlier, It was really rare. This was the first attempt at refining it, but he succeeded. The main reason was rank 9 Advanced Refinement Gu, it helped Fong Yuan greatly. Secondly, Heavenly Secret Immortal Gu had an amazing recipe that was modified by Fong Yuan, it had reached a certain limit of perfection. But looking at the overall situation, the difficulty was still quite high. If Fong Yuan had not taken a risk by staking his life, he could have lost terribly. Once rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu was refined, Fong Yuan went on to modify the killer move Obscured Heavenly Secret. This was not difficult. Fong Yuan was very confident in succeeding. He had accumulated a lot of experience when modifying Heavenly Secret Gu's recipe, while Obscured Heavenly Secret itself was an amazing killer move, it had a firm foundation. I need to find a time to meet with Li Xiaobai and use rank 9 Obscured Heavenly Secret on him. That way, he will be able to stay undercover safely. Maybe I can make use of Spectral Soul Demon Venerable to create a chance. Longevity Heaven. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was focusing on healing. Using the vast number of Longevity Heaven's Luck Path Tao marks, he slowly refined the Star Path, Wisdom Path, and Refinement Path Tao marks on his body. Even though he gained rank 9 Light Gu, he felt an even greater sense of urgency now. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable devoured the wild rank 9 Fire Gu, that is an extremely stupid move. He is insane now, there is no way he can refine Fire Gu. To save itself, Fire Gu will fight desperately inside his body, expending Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's Soul Path Tao marks. Once Spectral Soul Demon Venerable weakens to a certain level, Spectral Soul Demon Venerable and Heaven Refining Demon Venerable will attack, an intense battle will erupt again. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable did not use any investigative killer move. He had to save immortal essence now. This time, in order to protect Light Emperor and take rank 9 Light Gu, he consumed a lot of immortal essence in fighting both venerables at once. If he continued to fight against Spectral Soul Demon Venerable in the upcoming battle, because of his advantage with Light Gu, the two venerables might join up to target him. The fact that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had rank 9 Light Gu was also quite troublesome. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2284, Human Path Breakthrough. Chapter 2284, Human Path Breakthrough. Heavenly Court. 10 rank 5 Gu Masters carried intense excitement as they arrived at a certain important location deep within Heavenly Court. They were the 10 children of Human Path. This is the Derivation Formation. Xiao Qixing walked at the front. Behind him were the other 9, Sun Yuanhua, Fairy Bai Xia, Gu Ting, Wei Wushang, Ying Xingji, Chen Dejiang, Tang Ruqi, Sun Yao and Zhao Shuyi. These were the most outstanding Gu masters of Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects. They were nurtured by heavenly court and cultivated within divine emperor cities painting worlds, becoming the rising stars of human path. They each carried a heavy burden. They were the budding sprouts of heavenly court and the venerables' desire towards human path, integral to the goal of Central Continent's dominance of the world. The 10 of them looked ahead and saw a vast field of gray-white smoke presented before everyone's vision. The light continued to transform continuously. It was slithery like a dragon, fluttering beautifully like a butterfly, standing on the wall, or even tranquil like still water. This derivation formation is arranged by Lady Star Constellation Immortal Venerable personally. It is Heavenly Court's greatest secret. We are immensely fortunate to be the first batch of Gu masters allowed to cultivate in this formation. The outcome of black heaven engulfing white heaven is set. Heaven's will is going to become stable again. Soon, we will be able to advance to become human path Gu immortals. Thus, the derivation formation is our greatest fortuitous encounter before becoming a Gu immortal. We need to make use of this unparalleled opportunity. That's right, after entering the formation to cultivate, the relevant memories will be deleted in our minds. After that, who knows when we can come here again. The 10 children of human path discussed among themselves and arranged the order of which they would enter. Sun Yuanhua was the first to enter the derivation formation. After 15 minutes, he slowly stumbled out of the constantly changing light. How was it? What did you experience in the formation? Are there any gains? Quick, tell us. The other 9 quickly went to him and asked. Sun Yuanhua was still a little dazed now, but he soon recovered his senses. He recalled, after I went in, all I saw was vast white fog that I tried stepping in and vaguely saw a human figure, so I gave chase. I chased it for a long time. After an unknown distance, more and more human figures appeared in the white fog. There were 5 or 6 of them initially. After that, there were 50 or 60, followed by 600 or 700. By the time I reacted, I was already inside a vast sea of humans. I was surrounded by people. I wanted to ask them questions, but I could not speak. I tried to smile to communicate with them. But in the end, I found that they were all smiling at me too. Their smiles were very fake. It looked like a painting drawn using lines. Can you imagine? Countless people showed a fake smile at me as they squeezed around me, slowly getting closer and tighter, making me feel suffocated. I tried my best to push them away, but my strength became smaller and smaller. Eventually, I was engulfed by the sea of humans with fake smiles. By the time I regained my senses, I had already stepped out of the formation and saw you guys. At the same time, in the depth of my mind, I found the immortal Gu recipe of Shadow Puppet Gu. After explaining his encounter, Sun Yuanhua still showed some fear on his face. His description was very useful for the others in their preparation. Why does it seem like a nightmare? This formation is truly extraordinary. Looking at the situation, it seems that after entering the derivation formation, we will get a human path immortal Gu recipe. One attempt is not enough for a conclusion. Who will go next? After the remaining 9 discussed for a while and came up with no explanation, the second person was decided, Gu Ting. Under everyone's gaze, Gu Ting slowly walked into the light fog. Several minutes later, Gu Ting walked out of the formation in a daze. It was similar to Sun Yuanhua's situation. But soon, he recovered. Everyone got around him and listened to his encounter. Gu Ting's situation was quite different from Sun Yuanhua. He did not see any human figures. Instead, he felt like he did not even open his eyes. The only thing he heard was music. The music created by some instrument constantly played in his mind. After the tune ended, Gu Ting walked out of the immortal formation. I received an immortal Gu recipe. It is the vital Gu that I had recently swapped to, Musician Gu. The 10 children of human path talked among themselves again. Shadow Puppet Gu and Musician Gu were both human path Gu worms. They were also Sun Yuanhua's and Gu Ting's vital Gu. That means the reward has something to do with our vital Gu. Or more accurately, the reward is our vital Gu's immortal Gu recipe. that is so useful to us. That's right, we may be able to use the excess tribulation chi during our ascension to refine our vital immortal gu. The 10 children of human path were very excited. Heavenly Court had arranged for them to cultivate human path. There was a benefit and demerit in doing so. The benefit was that a new path had no counter in this world. The more human path developed, the greater its advantage against other paths. The demerit was that a new path was too young. Without the help of predecessors, the 10 children of human path had to develop human path step by step on their own. Although Heavenly Court had the human path killer moves made by the past venerables, they were too high ranked and of utmost secrecy. The 10 children of human path had no authority to learn of them. They understood that it would be extremely hard for them to create human path immortal gu recipes on their own. The time, effort, and resources needed were unthinkable. Even if they could use the opportunity of natural inspiration to ask heavens will when undergoing tribulation, they were not guaranteed an immortal gu recipe. They were the pioneers of human path. It was possible that the world itself did not have the corresponding human path immortal gu they needed. However, when the third person, Xianxia, left the immortal formation, he did not obtain an immortal gu recipe. I obtained the rank 1 to 5 recipe of a brand new human path gu. It is called Pill Refiner. Xianxia's vital gu was Dr. Gu, but after entering the formation, he actually obtained a new human path gu recipe. Xianxia was a little disappointed. In his case, the immortal ascension was coming soon. Without Dr. Gu's immortal gu recipe, he would not have a human path immortal gu to use for a very long time. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable had always been keeping a close eye on the 10 children of human path. After Sun Yuanhua entered the formation, his comprehension and understanding of human path resonated with the inheritance of Heavenly Court's former Shadow Path Gu Immortal Monarch Gu. Thus, he obtained the immortal gu recipe of Shadow Puppet Gu. Immortal Monarch Guing was someone who appeared after Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's era. But after inspecting the historical records, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable had a deep impression of him. Immortal Monarch Guing had stated in his inheritance that although Shadow Path was just a small branch of Dark Path now, it had more potential. In fact, Shadow Path was not just a branch of Dark Path, it was also part of Light Path. How could there be shadow without light? Precisely so, if Shadow Path developed in the future, it could potentially fuse both Light Path and Dark Path to become a huge, more powerful path. After Gu Ting entered the formation, he resonated with a sound path inheritance and obtained Musician Immortal Gu's recipe. As for Xianxia, after entering the formation, because there was no resonance with any Gu Immortal's inheritance which was skilled at healing, Wan Dan's pill path was drawn to him instead and created a result. Pill Refiner Gu. Different from Xianxia, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable felt that his gains were greater than the rest. Human path was the path that Heavenly Court was trying to develop, while pill path was also a new path. The result of the clash between these two paths was Pill Refiner Gu. It was the fusion of Xianxia's human path research result and the essence of pill path. This was a new accomplishment. The Gu recipe of Pill Refiner Gu consists of rank 1 to 5, after refining them, we can produce a large number of pill refiners. These pill refiners are most skilled at refining pill Gu. Most pill Gu were consumable Gu. From the ones that Wan Dan created, one could see that they were very effective and powerful. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable acutely sensed that if Pill Refiner Gu was spread widely, it could change the current situation of the Gu Master World. There would be a huge revolution. After Sun Yuanhua, Gu Ting, and Xianxia, it was Shao Qixing's turn. This person was seemingly the leader of the 10 children of human path. After getting out of the derivation formation, he obtained the immortal Gu recipes of Soldier Gu and Sergeant Gu. Regrettably, his vital Gu was Commander Gu. Chen Dejiang was the 5th to enter. His vital Gu was Constable Gu, but he had not gotten its immortal Gu recipe. I obtained the recipe of Police Gate Gu, from rank 1 to 6. They are 1 Police Gate Gu, 2 Police Gate Gu, and all the way to 6 Police Gate Gu. The Police Gate Gu are mutually connected. After they are refined, my Constable Gu can create constables that are able to travel from one gate to another gate instantly. After Chen Dejiang, Zhao Shuyi went in. Her vital Gu was Craftsman Gu. After entering the formation, she resonated with a certain metal path inheritance and obtained the rank 6 Immortal Gu recipe of Blacksmith Gu. The 10 children of human path entered the derivation formation one by one. They all had great gains, but these gains were all different as well. No matter what, this derivation formation is too amazing. In just half a day, all thanks to it, the entire world had a huge breakthrough in human path's development. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable is truly the #1 wisdom path expert throughout history. The 10 children of human path were extremely amazed, their eyes were shining brightly. They wanted to enter the formation again but were rejected. It was not that the derivation formation could not, but they themselves had reached a limit. The essence of the derivation formation was to use the research results of the 10 children of human path to clash with the inheritance of past Gu immortal experts, to attempt deriving new human path research results that had never been possible before. The 10 children of human path had only cultivated for a short time, they were all rank 5 Gu masters, their foundation was limited. All of their current potential had been used up already. Even if they went in again, their minds would only be corrupted by the inheritances, preventing them from innovating and creating new ideas, restricting their future development. They were like young sprouts now. After this injection of essence, they would need to recuperate for a long time. Otherwise, excessive help would ruin their creativity in innovating for human path, their bright futures would become dim and hopeless, with no expectations left for them. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2285, Xiao Gu Help Spectral Soul. Chapter 2285, Xiao Gu Help Spectral Soul. Immortal Killer Move, Obscured Heavenly Secret. Everything happened stealthily. Only Fang Yuan knew how much immortal essence was used to activate this rank 9 killer move. 360 rank 9 immortal essence beads. After Heavenly Secret Gu was raised to rank 9, Obscured Heavenly Secret was also finally modified by Fang Yuan, it became a true rank 9 killer move. Compared to the rank 8 Obscured Heavenly Secret, the rank 9 version used much more immortal essence and the activation time was lengthened to over 10 times of before. In addition, the steps were also 6 times more complicated and Fang Yuan needed much more thoughts in the process. After paying such a price, rank 9 Obscured Heavenly Secret also became much more powerful. It was not a quantitative growth but a qualitative change. Originally, rank 8 Obscured Heavenly Secret Killer Move could create temporary heaven path Dao marks that resembled fishing nets. They were layered over each other in a crisscross fashion, covering Fang Yuan's entire body. It was like how a caterpillar used its threads to create a thick and hard cocoon around itself. Right now, although the heaven path Dao marks were still in a fishing net form, they were more tightly connected and were no longer overlapping. He only had one simple layer around him. This layer of heaven path Dao marks were not temporary Dao marks, they had stabilized into a certain constant state. Fang Yuan understood the reason behind this. After observing closely and using investigative killer moves, he barely managed to detect this layer of the heavenly secret fishing net. It was in a state of existence and non-existence. The heavenly secret fishing net immediately made Fang Yuan think of the killer move that thieving heaven demon Venerable left behind, ghostly concealment. Honestly speaking, the heavenly secret fishing net was still inferior to ghostly concealment. But Fang Yuan could sense that the two had already become similar, they shared a type of special trait. Ghostly concealment could last for a long time without expending immortal essence. The heavenly secret fishing net was also the same. But the heavenly secret fishing net could not compare to ghostly concealment. The reason was that although it could stabilize, it could still be consumed. As long as the investigative method used on it was strong enough, the heavenly secret fishing net would be expended while resisting it. As long as the expenditure exceeded the natural recovery speed, then the heavenly secret fishing net would start experiencing a deficit. It would be like a sinking ship that got gradually submerged. Of course, ghostly concealment had such a flaw too, but its recovery speed and durability were much higher than the heavenly secret fishing net. Naturally, the information of Fang Yuan's ghostly concealment was already known by his enemies, they had created countermeasures against it. Thus, ghostly concealment's actual value was much lower than obscured heavenly secret. Even though it was more refined than obscured heavenly secret, it was outdated. Other than the huge boost in power of obscured heavenly secret due to the qualitative change, there was another benefit: the amount of heaven path immortal materials needed to activate it had fallen greatly, by a total of 80%. The reduction in consumption of heaven path immortal materials was very beneficial to Fang Yuan in his attempt to accumulate them. Heaven path immortal materials were not easy to obtain. Fang Yuan had only gotten a good opportunity recently when the two heavens were fusing. In fact, the appearance of so many heaven path immortal materials was also thanks to the senseless spectral soul demon Venerable. This was truly an extremely rare opportunity. Rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu and Rank 9 Obscured Heavenly Secret had many tactical implications to Fang Yuan. This was an advancement. If the advancement failed and Fang Yuan got exposed, he would get attacked by the two Venerables. It was clear from how Giant Sun Immortal Venerable got targeted by Star Constellation Immortal Venerable after he took Rank 9 Light Gu. She was very overbearing and showed a tough stance. Eventually, she only gave up after Giant Sun Immortal Venerable brought Light Emperor into Longevity Heaven. If Fang Yuan was exposed, everyone would see that he had two Rank 9 Immortal Gu. He did not have an impregnable base like Longevity Heaven or Heavenly Court. Once Star Constellation Immortal Venerable and Giant Sun Immortal Venerable cooperated, they would be very terrifying. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's wisdom path controlled certainty. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's luck path explored uncertainty. The two were mutually conflicting, but if they worked together, they would complement each other perfectly. With the potential of such coordination, even Fang Yuan could not stop them. After all, Fang Yuan had not created his own Rank 9 offensive method. Even if Fang Yuan could stop them, the external situation of the contest of three Venerables would start to emit pressure on him that he did not have enough strength to obliterate Longevity Heaven and Heavenly Court. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable and Star Constellation Immortal Venerable could not be taken down. If they deepened their cooperation, it was very likely that they would become a huge hindrance to him. One could say, if Fang Yuan was exposed, he would fall into an extremely passive state. But the situation was fine now. With Rank 9 Obscured Heavenly Secret, he could stabilize the situation at the critical moment. The refinement of Rank 9 Heavenly Secret Immortal Gu was not hard, but Fang Yuan still had to take a fatal risk to succeed. He succeeded on his first attempt at refining it. He was quite fortunate. This was the turning point of the contest of three Venerables. Right now, Fang Yuan's foundation in Heaven Path was as such. He had Heaven Path Grandmaster attainment level, various killer moves like Heaven Envy's Heroic Geniuses, Heavenly Web Protection Veil, Emotionless Heaven and Earth, Heavenly Summary Earthly Norm, Obscured Heavenly Secret and others, as well as Immortal Gu like Heavenly Web, Heavenly Secret, Heaven's Envy, and Heavenly Birth. He also had the Truthful Floating Ice. At this point, he had already unsealed over half of the Truthful Floating Ice. Worth noting was that after becoming a Heaven Path Grandmaster, his speed of unsealing the Truthful Floating Ice also became faster. This was easily understood. Fang Yuan's Heaven Path attainment level was like a foundation. Once it rose, he would be able to understand and comprehend the Heaven Path profundities within the Truthful Floating Ice at a faster rate. Back then during the battle in Crazed Demon Cave, Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable obtained the Truthful Floating Ice and unsealed it rapidly. He almost became a Heaven Path Venerable. However, my Heaven Path attainment level only rose to Grandmaster after using more than half of the Truthful Floating Ice. It will be too hard for me to reach Great Grandmaster using the remaining portion. The higher the cultivation level, the greater the difference between ranks. This was the same for attainment level. If half of the Truthful Floating Ice could help Fang Yuan go from ordinary to Grandmaster attainment level, then it would be very hard for the remaining half to elevate Fang Yuan to a Great Grandmaster. Regardless, Fang Yuan was satisfied. The Truthful Floating Ice he gained from Crazed Demon Cave had been extremely useful to Fang Yuan. Ignoring anything else, just the rank 9 heavenly secret immortal Gu recipe was something that did not originally exist in the world. Feng Yuan knew clearly. This immortal Gu recipe was the research result of over 1,000,000 years through the crazed demon formation that limitless demon venerable created, using the chaos outside the world and rank 9 derivation Gu as the core. The concept was ahead of the entire world. It was too hard to achieve it on his own. Feng Yuan's human path attainment level was not low, he was a grandmaster. But why did he not try to create rank 6 human path immortal Gu recipes? It was too hard. Such an attempt would expend too much of his time, energy, resources, and manpower. In fact, success was not guaranteed. In the current world, wild human path immortal Gu were very rare. Creating a rank 6 human path immortal Gu recipe was making something that did not exist in the world. It was the development of human path beyond its current limit. It was also pushing the current world beyond its current boundary and limit. Going from 0 to 1 was like going from nothing to something. This process was very difficult. But from 1 to 2, the process was just quantitative growth. Gradual development was possible with much lower difficulty. Rank 6 human path immortal Gu recipes were very hard to create. As for rank 9 heavenly secret immortal Gu's recipe, the difficulty was countless times higher. Feng Yuan was almost certain, this rank 9 immortal Gu recipe was the most valuable part of this largest piece of truthful floating ice. In the following period, need to find a chance to meet with Li Xiaobai and secretly use obscured heavenly secret on him. Rank 8 obscured heavenly secret could deceive giant sun immortal venerable and star constellation immortal venerable. The rank 9 version was even better. Of course, that was under the situation that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable and Star Constellation Immortal Venerable did not have their own path as rank 9 Immortal Gu. If there was no opportunity, he would create one. But it would be hard for the two venerables to not become suspicious. Feng Yuan looked afar and cast his gaze on Spectral Soul Demon Venerable. Different from Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's intention to kill, Feng Yuan wanted to use Spectral Soul Demon Venerable as his shield to conceal his true actions. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable was currently bathed in fire. Under the threat of survival, rank 9 Fire Gu erupted with its strongest attack. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable had been tortured for tens of days, he was in a state of distress. His originally colossal body had already shrunk by 30%. Although his rank 9 aura was still domineering, there was already a hint of tiredness. Only several hundred of his countless thick black arms remained, while one of his 3 heads was burned to ashes. However, Fire Gu was not longer as powerful as before, its firepower had clearly fallen. A rank 8 Gu immortal slowly approached Spectral Soul Demon Venerable. If Spectral Soul Demon Venerable still had his senses, he could definitely capture Fire Gu. It is a pity that he has no sanity now, he cannot even isolate the natural essence of the world, otherwise, Fire Gu would not have such terrifying power. This Gu immortal had an incredibly deep gaze, he could comprehend a certain profound concept from Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's body. It was Feng Gu. At this moment, a soul beast army was moving 100 li away. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable seemed to have sensed the soul beast army, his expression was ruthless as he roared and flew to them. The soul beast army was easily disoriented by Spectral Soul Demon Venerable, he opened his mouths and devoured them. In a few breaths of time, he had already eaten over 10,000 soul beasts. These soul beasts immediately melted into soul path Dao marks that were transferred to Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's body. His injuries healed rapidly, but soon, the fire burned and created new injuries. Although Spectral Soul Demon Venerable has the instinct to consume, he was just lucky to have met a soul beast army, prolonging his struggle. Let me lend you a hand in that case. Feng Gu slowly activated his immortal killer move, Destiny Song. His voice was illusory and deep, it was filled with unique contradiction. Initially, the song was like a small stream of water in the mountains, flowing slowly. Gradually, the stream turned into flowing lava that expanded the river's width. In the range of mountains, it sounded like a dragon's roaring echo. At the same time, the river of lava on the mountain turned into a raging tide, swish swish swish, ebb and flow, it continued without stopping. The lava and waves collided, reacting and creating steam that covered the entire sky. The steam condensed into clouds that wanted to fly towards the high heavens. Suddenly, lightning struck and thunder roared, the lightning bolts landed on the clouds, the immortals felt like they had fallen from the sky, they felt a sense of hollowness in their hearts. Phantom or real, high or low, being proud and confident at times, feeling lost and desperate during disasters. Bending one's back at times, spreading one's words at times. Feng Jiugu's expression soon turned pale. His current destiny song was far stronger than before. In fact, his voice was wondrously beautiful and contained the essence of heaven and earth. Clearly, after retrieving the heavenly melody, Feng Jiugu had gained a lot of insight. Destiny song only lasted for over 10 breaths of time before Feng Jiugu stopped using it and retreated. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable was still engulfed in terrifying flames as he growled in pain. It was as if Feng Jiugu's destiny song had no effect. However, 3 days later. The red flames on Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's body went from burning hot to gray-blue cold. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable quietened down like an injured beast. He finally had time to recuperate. He did not refine the wild Fire Gu, while Fire Gu also stopped attacking and resisting him. Inside his body, a certain intricate relationship was formed as they started helping each other. Puff, huff, puff. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's breathing became slower as the huge grey-blue fire around him became dimmer, until it was completely gone. His entire body was like a gravestone. He gave off an endless aura of death accompanied by an icy chill. Then, at the next moment, rumble. Flames surged and burst out over several thousand li, quickly spreading throughout the area in all directions. Everywhere it went, living beings crumbled, they broke down and burned into ashes as their soul essence was rapidly absorbed by Spectral Soul Demon Venerable. It was as if they were returning to the source. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's injuries healed quickly, his body also started to expand at an observable rate. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2286, Derivations Immortal Might. Chapter 2286, Derivations Immortal Might. The shocking change to Spectral Soul Demon Venerable who was inside the two heavens ruined the plans of the Venerables again. Eastern Sea. Feng Yuan raised his head and used his investigative killer move. He saw that the icy flame had covered half of the immemorial two heavens. Everywhere it went, all life was extinguished. That even immemorial desolate beasts could not last long. This was definitely a slaughter. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable benefited greatly from this. His entire body had grown to 100 times of when he was in Crazed Demon Cave. He had over 10,000 black pillar-like arms now. His terrifying aura and killing intent permeated the entire heaven. Although he was motionless in the two heavens, he took the role of the old son of White Heaven. He was now the absolute overlord of the night sky. Feng Jiugu, Feng Yuan's gaze was deep. He had already found out that the cause of Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's huge change was Feng Jiugu. Ever since the Fate War, Feng Jiugu had betrayed Heavenly Court and gone missing. To think that the next time he showed up, he did such a shocking thing. But the suspicious thing to Feng Yuan was that Feng Jiugu seemed to still have his pseudo-venerable battle strength. This was the only explanation for how he could quickly affect Spectral Soul Demon Venerable and escape successfully. Be it Feng Yuan, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable, or Star Constellation Immortal Venerable, they could not use their investigative method on Spectral Soul Demon Venerable all the time. This required thoughts and immortal essence. That was also why Star Constellation Immortal Venerable created the Star Array Calculation Formation. It helped her to monitor the whole of Central Continent. Destiny Song. It is able to allow Spectral Soul Demon Venerable and the Wild Fire Gu to coexist, achieving harmony. Feng Jiugu's killer move has gotten stronger. Feng Yuan was now a refinement path Venerable. In the entire world, aside from the Venerables, Feng Jiugu was the #1 person who deserved Feng Yuan's attention the most. This person's talent was shocking to the world. He was even Feng Jin Huang's father. In the 500 years of Feng Yuan's previous life, Feng Gu was plotted against by spectral soul demon Venerable and died while attacking Langya blessed land. Now that Feng Yuan thought about it, he could see that spectral soul demon Venerable had also paid a lot of attention to Feng Gu. Precisely because of this, spectral soul demon Venerable plotted and killed Feng Gu. Otherwise, during those 500 years, he would have created his own legend and shone brightly like the stars. The weird thing was that although spectral soul plotted to kill Feng Gu in that life, currently, Feng Gu seemed to be helping the former instead. So, is the pseudo-venerable battle strength that Feng Gu possesses a result of future self, or did he cultivate himself during this period of time? Feng Yuan pondered deeply. This was a crucial question. If Feng Gu still had future self killer move, that meant that he still had a close connection to Red Lotus Demon Venerable. In that case, the person behind Feng Gu would be Red Lotus Demon Venerable, meaning he was plotting from behind the scenes. Feng Yuan knew about the relationship between these two. Back then, after he failed and was reborn, in order to destroy Fate Gu, he gave crucial intel to Feng Gu and allowed him to get his own Red Lotus true inheritance. Why was Feng Gu helping Spectral Soul Demon Venerable? There was also Heavenly Court's attitude towards him that Feng Yuan had to consider now. Right now, Feng Yuan knew that Star Constellation Immortal Venerable had sent Heavenly Court Gu immortals to hunt down the remnants of Shadow Sect like Fairy Z Wei. Then, why was Star Constellation Immortal Venerable not going after Feng Gu? Why did they leave Feng Jin Huang alone, as if they forgot about her? What was Star Constellation Immortal Venerable planning? Spring-Autumn Cicada could not be used anymore, while Feng Yuan did not know of many secrets and hidden information now. And because he lacked effective investigative methods that could be used on the Venerables, he had to pretend to be weak and only make guesses blindly. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable had already healed. After leaving Heavenly Court, she had been refining Central Continent's wisdom path Dao marks these days. At the same time, she was making deductions. Feng Gu, Destiny Song. I cultivate wisdom path which controls certainty. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable cultivates luck path which explores uncertainty. This destiny song actually contains both certainty and uncertainty. It involves heaven path and human path. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable recalled her own experiences throughout humanity's history, or even the variant human's history. In terms of pure talent, Feng Gu was definitely top 10. Feng Gu met with Fairy Z Wei and the rest. He might have helped them. Right now, he helped Spectral Soul Demon Venerable. These actions will greatly benefit his Destiny Song killer move. Heavenly Court's pursuers failed. They could not bring back Fairy Z Wei and the rest. But through the traces left behind, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable managed to deduce many details of the truth. At this moment, inside Heavenly Court. Derivation formation was currently in operation. Che Wei and several other Gu immortals stood before the formation and waited. The 10 children of human path had left Heavenly Court already. Their memories regarding this were deleted. This was done by Star Constellation Immortal Venerable personally. She did not remove their memories carelessly, she had altered them meticulously. In the following period, these 10 children of human path would have bursts of inspiration which would allow them to create the respective Gu recipes. Feng Yuan was a vigilant person, but Star Constellation Immortal Venerable was even more vigilant when it came to this. She did the same to anyone who had come into contact with the derivation formation. In this case, as long as one did not have higher wisdom path attainment than her, they would not be able to gain intel about the derivation formation from the 10 children of human path. The derivation formation was too important to Heavenly Court. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable had to think of ways to protect this secret to the best of her abilities. Ruan Dan flew out from the derivation formation. Che Wei and the rest quickly went up and asked for the results. Ruan Dan's expression soon went back to normal. It was extremely excited. Amazing, this derivation formation is too amazing. I obtained over 1,000 pill path Gu recipes, among which are 100 immortal Gu recipes. I've tried to create pill path killer moves for so long without much progress, but now, I obtained more than 200 killer moves, among which, there are over 50 immortal killer moves. Che Wei and the rest were shook. Yuan Dan was the first to enter the formation. To think that the gains would be so immense. Different from the 10 children of human path, Yuan Dan was a legendary immemorial desolate beast. It had a long lifespan and countless experiences. Its foundation was very deep. Friend Yuan Dan, although you created Pill Path, you do not know much about other paths. With this derivation formation, you can come into contact with the research results of other paths by using Pill Path as the core. After creating a resonance, countless new results would be derived, thus, your gains were so immense. Feng De Qi analyzed. She was a Gu immortal of Heavenly Lotus sect. This time, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable had chosen her to become one of the people entering the derivation formation. Yuan Dan nodded in agreement. Fairy Feng is right. For a brand new path like Pill Path, the first step of development is to popularize it. After many generations of Gu cultivators come into contact and cultivate it, through their various life experiences and perspectives, they will slowly build Pill Path with their unique ideas. After that, more and more cultivators will emerge, among which geniuses will create new advancements and breakthrough, obtaining huge research results. But now, the derivation formation has taken the place of all these steps. Using all sorts of exceptional Gu immortal inheritances, the historical characters are helping us in this development. In just a short period of time, we can accumulate a vast amount of Pill Path foundation. After hearing the analysis, Che Wei and the rest had increasingly heated gazes. I will go next. Che Wei was the second person to enter the formation. Several days later, he came out. His gains were as huge as Yuan Dan. The immortals continued their analysis. Yuan Dan said, Friend Che Wei, although you have only created Weapon Path for a short time, unlike me, you are a purebred human with the strongest spirituality. Therefore, your gains are equal to mine. If you had created this path for a longer time, your gains will even exceed mine. Che Wei shook his head in response. I do not agree with this conjecture. Any path that reaches Grandmaster attainment can learn about any path using their own as a foundation. Through their path, they can mimic the expertise of other paths. For example, one can use Fire Path Gu worms to create a move with Water Path abilities. The derivation formation might be a forceful type of mimicry. The vast number of true inheritances stored in the immortal formation were described through Yuan Dan's Pill Path and my Weapon Path. For example, the Iron Rod Gu recipe that I obtained is the result of converting Metal Path into Weapon Path. There is also Leather Whip Gu, which is the resulting derivation by combining Transformation Path and Weapon Path. Che Wei's words made the immortal's understanding of derivation formation deepen again. It was Feng De Qi's turn. She only had rank 7 cultivation level but was Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's bloodline descendant. After entering the formation, she only spent a day and night before getting out. After returning, she had a smile on her face. I've obtained Painting Path research results. Next, I will refine Painting Path Immortal Gu and change my Vital Gu to Painting Path. The immortals congratulated her. The use of the derivation formation was not just to help develop Human Path, Pill Path, and Weapon Path, it could also extract the specific essence of the various paths to create new branches of an existing path. Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable did not leave any Painting Path inheritance for his descendants. But through the derivation formation, Heavenly Court could directly nurture their own Painting Path Gu immortals. Gu are the essence of heaven and earth, man is the spirit of all living beings. There was no point in discussing the strongest Gu worm, only the strongest Gu immortal mattered. The way of Gu involved nurturing, use and refinement, these were all integral. Limitless Demon Venerable used rank 9 derivation immortal Gu and other cores to create his crazed demon formation. He created the truthful floating ice and tried to utilize his eternal life research results but failed in the end. More than half of the truthful floating ice was lost. The remaining portion was split into 3 by Feng Yuan and the 2 venerables. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable used derivation immortal Gu to create the derivation formation, allowing the various paths to develop rapidly. A vast amount of research results were produced, saving a lot of time and also preventing these results from leaking to the outside world, which was a huge drawback of development. If Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had such a method, he would not have needed to make his Blood Sea clone distribute blood path inheritances worldwide. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., Please let us know report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2287, Spectral Heaven. Chapter 2287, Spectral Heaven. For the three venerables, the shocking change to spectral soul demon venerable was only beneficial to giant sun immortal venerable. Longevity heaven. Giant sun immortal venerable let out a breath of turbid air as he sat cross-legged with a bare upper body. Muscles could be seen on his strong upper body, his black chest hair gave off a manly aura. My injuries have healed. Giant sun immortal venerable let out a sigh of relief. If spectral soul demon venerable continued to fight against Fire Gu, the two of them would suffer heavy injuries, causing the venerables to fight over them again. However, giant sun immortal venerable's injuries were more severe than star constellation immortal venerable. If he chose not to participate, he would lose the opportunity. But if he went with such injuries, he would be at a disadvantage. Not long ago, because of the contest over Light Gu, giant sun immortal venerable faced pressure from two venerables that he even had to protect his son Light Emperor, causing him to pay a huge price in the end. Star constellation immortal venerable healed long ago while giant sun immortal venerable had only just recovered. Due to Feng Jiugu's action, spectral soul demon venerable became much stronger, forcing star constellation immortal venerable and great love immortal venerable to continue observing. Thus, giant sun immortal venerable benefited from this. The feeling was very familiar to giant sun immortal venerable as it was experienced in his previous life. He was a luck path cultivator who explored the uncertainty. The stronger he got, the more advantages these uncertain situations would bring to him. After preparing for a while, giant sun immortal venerable activated his luck path investigative killer move. But this time, he did not inspect the venerables, he checked himself. After star constellation immortal venerable refined heavenly court's wisdom path Dao marks, giant sun immortal venerable reduced the number of times he inspected others, he started to focus on himself. His luck was not good. I successfully obtained rank 9 Light Gu, but my luck is still bad. Just what is causing this bad luck? Giant sun immortal venerable frowned. Don't tell me the reason is because rank 9 Light Gu does not suit me, furthermore, it is currently injured and is being nurtured inside Light Emperor's body. Giant sun immortal venerable guessed. Rank 9 Light Gu was injured after Fang Yuan used his crippled refinement killer move. Giant sun immortal venerable did not have any method to heal it, but Light Emperor was more specialized in light path, he thought of the only solution to this. That was to use his light body to refine and nurture it, eventually converting Light Gu into his vital Gu, allowing him to make use of it. If this was a normal wild rank 9 Light Gu, Light Emperor would have no way of refining it. But Light Gu was injured, its will was heavily affected, together with giant sun immortal venerable's help, Light Emperor saw a chance of success. This had its flaws. For a long period of time, Light Emperor would lose all mobility, he even needed assistance in eating and drinking. Longevity Heaven immediately lost a pseudo-venerable battle strength expert. But Longevity Heaven could not do anything else. They could not give Light Gu to Fang Yuan and ask him to repair it. This was a rank 9 immortal Gu. While Fang Yuan was someone with no bottom line. Giant Sun and Light Emperor were not stupid enough to ask Fang Yuan for help. Looking at his poor luck, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable sighed helplessly. If I had obtained a rank 9 Luck Path Immortal Gu instead of Light Gu, no matter which Luck Path Gu it is, the situation will be much better now. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was also very familiar with this situation. Although many sudden events would often benefit him in the end, most of the time, they were not things that he needed. Currently, if Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had a rank 9 Luck Path Immortal Gu, he would be able to create a rank 9 investigative killer move and find out who was his biggest threat. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable did not have a rank 9 Luck Path Immortal Gu, thus, when he used an investigative killer move amplified by Longevity Heaven's Dao marks, he could only see the general trend of the luck. The contest of three venerables, the rampage of the senseless spectral soul demon venerable, the interference of pseudo-venerables like Xianxia Gu, as well as the possible plotting of other venerables in the background. All of these types of luck intertwined together and prevented Giant Sun Immortal Venerable from seeing the specific details. He could only see a trend. Rank 9 Immortal Gu was very important. It signified a qualitative change. No matter how much the amplification of Dao marks became, it was only a quantitative boost. I may be the person with the most progress among the three venerables. Looking at this luck, it is likely that the other venerables will attack me because of rank 9 light Gu. This will cause their luck to collectively suppress mine. Of course, there is another possibility: someone surpassed me. I've already lost my advantage. But if that is the case, who is the one hiding so deeply? Like what Feng Yuan did when he thought about Xianxia Gu in Heavenly Court, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable could only make a guess. He could not see the truth immediately. Now, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had to leave Longevity Heaven and continue to refine Northern Plains Dao marks. After thoroughly refining Northern Plains luck path Dao marks, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable would expand his base from Longevity Heaven to the entire Northern Plains. There were many benefits in this. For example, if Giant Sun Immortal Venerable got attacked by Star Constellation Immortal Venerable and Great Love Immortal Venerable again. He would not need to escape to Longevity Heaven. As long as he was inside Northern Plains, he would receive the amplification of power. Naturally, the amplification would be weaker than being in Longevity Heaven, but it would be enough to resist two venerables. At the same time, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's control over Northern Plains would increase. He would be able to specially nurture Gu immortal descendants. He would not need to worry about a certain shameless venerable who could slaughter the Huang Jin tribes while disregarding his status, who Giant Sun Immortal Venerable did not have a good way to stop. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable understood that as time dragged on, the venerables would continue to get stronger, and as they progressed, the immortal essence storage would also become more abundant. At the initial stage of development, the venerables lacked immortal essence. At this time, it would be the best opportunity to refine the natural Dao marks of the world. If he missed this opportunity, it would get tougher. If one was interrupted when refining natural Dao marks, their progress would be very small. If other venerables took the lead, it would be even worse. For example, if Star Constellation Immortal Venerable first refined the Wisdom Path Dao marks of an area, then her strength would be much higher there. By then, if Giant Sun Immortal Venerable wanted to refine the Luck Path Dao marks of that area and Star Constellation Immortal Venerable attacks, his best option would be to retreat. Excluding the senseless spectral soul demon venerable, among the three venerables, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had the clearest advantage. He had refined the most luck path Dao marks. Once he refined all of Northern Plains luck path Dao marks, he would not allow the other venerables to attempt the refinement here. Be it Star Constellation Immortal Venerable who would want to refine Northern Plains Wisdom Path Dao marks or Feng Yuan who would want to refine Northern Plains Refinement Path Dao marks, they would have to face Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's all-out retaliation. Thus, now was the best timing to refine natural Dao marks. After some time, the difficulty would rise greatly. Other than this reason, there was another crucial secret that forced the venerables to quickly refine these Dao marks. That was, one had to completely refine all the natural Dao marks in the world to maintain their Supreme Grandmaster attainment level. Spectral Soul Demon Venerable emitted a cold flame and slaughtered the lifeforms of the two heavens while the three venerables refined their respective natural Dao marks. The five regions Gu Immortal World experienced temporary peace for the moment. Countless beast groups were escaping from the fused two heavens, landing in the five regions. The super forces of the five regions were extremely busy, they had to move out to defend their territories. As most of the beast groups were killed by the icy flame, Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's body continued to expand as his aura surged like the boundless sea. Some time later, his icy flame covered the entire two heavens. As the three venerables and countless lifeforms of the five regions watched, the blue fire burned for 2 days and night. The white heaven and black heaven fragments in the fused two heavens melted and joined together in this blue fire, becoming one entity. A new heaven had appeared. People named it Spectral Heaven. With immemorial black heaven as the foundation and white heaven being completely conquered and absorbed, spectral soul demon Venerable who had devoured black heaven's heavenly spirit became the ruler of the new heaven. His body was colossal, on par with the previous sun. As the blue fire slowly extinguished in spectral heaven, only spectral soul demon Venerable's body was left burning, even the smallest spark of fire on his body was tens of feet tall. Spectral soul demon Venerable became the greatest source of light in spectral heaven. He emitted a cold and chilly killing intent at all times, spreading his aura to the 5 regions. This was an unprecedented change. Even in the 500 years of his previous life, Fang Yuan did not see such a phenomenon. The entire Gu cultivation world's environment was slowly changed by spectral soul demon Venerable. Light path was suppressed while dark path was amplified. Conflicts and deaths arose all around the world. Most lifeforms including Gu masters could not avoid the influence of the immense killing intent. Soul beasts started to appear all over the world. At the same time, heavens will also stabilize. Eastern Sea. A rank 5 female Gu master looked at spectral heaven and the majestic figure at the center of it. She looked for a while before quickly lowering her head, retracting her gaze entirely. In just this short time, the killing intent in her heart accumulated to her limit, almost exceeding her endurance. If the killing intent overwhelmed her, she would need to perform a massacre to calm down. The female Gu master was very old. She was 93 years old. Her name was Hua Ben Ku. She had just passed down the role of clan leader in Eastern Sea's Hua clan. She stared at spectral soul demon Venerable intentionally. After the killing intent dissipated, she started the greatest attempt of her life. Immortal Ascension. First step, breaking the aperture. Heaven and earth chi surged and formed grand calamities and tribulations. Hua Ben Ku had a solemn expression. Although she had the information provided by Hua clan, facing the calamities and tribulations now, she was still shook internally. Second step, taking in chi. Heaven, earth, and human chi surrounded Hua Ben Ku as she focused to try and balance all 3 chi. At the same time, natural inspiration occurred. Regarding the external calamities and tribulations, Hua clan's Gu immortals took action to defend her. This was the benefit of being a super force. Third step, putting in the Gu. Her vital Gu was placed into the lump of 3 chi as an explosion occurred, creating a new small world. At this time, Hua Ben Ku's rank 6 immortal aperture was formed. Her immortal ascension succeeded. A high-grade blessed land. But there was no extra heaven and earth chi to refine a vital immortal Gu. But Hua Ben Ku was satisfied. She could barely calm down. During the natural inspiration, she had huge gains. Her lifetime accumulation included her proudest killer move. It had received a qualitative transformation, becoming an immortal killer move. As long as she used this move, she could sit on top of an immortal Gu house and cry. It would cause the target to suffer heavy damages and even reduce the reputation of the Gu immortals inside. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2288, Trend of Immortal Ascension. Chapter 2288, Trend of Immortal Ascension. After spectral heaven formed, it gradually stabilized. The beast groups that escaped earlier returned and lived in the new heaven again. All the various grotto heavens doors were tightly shut as they condensed into one spot. Although there were some losses, they had managed to survive at least. Despite spectral soul demon Venerable's dominance of spectral heaven, he rarely moved. The 2 heavens grotto heavens tried not to open their doors and connect to the outside world. Otherwise, it was possible that spectral soul demon Venerable might approach them. Fang Yuan, star constellation and giant sun were busy refining natural Tao marks. They were competing with each other as they fell into another deadlock. While the Venerables had ceased fire and everyone gained some respite, a large number of Gu immortal seeds started to prepare for the attempt at immortal ascension. Central continent. Heavenly Lotus Sect's headquarters. Mu Huai greets First Supreme Elder. A newly advanced rank 6 Gu immortal knelt on the ground and greeted. Heavenly Lotus Sect's First Supreme Elder nodded and gave Mu Huai some words of encouragement before telling the immortal beside him, Wu Zhang, you nurtured Mu Huai, so you will be the one making arrangements for him now. Understood. Wu Zhang answered as he brought Mu Huai out of the hall. Wu Zhang was the 5th Supreme Elder of Heavenly Lotus Sect. Long ago, he had created the 5 Virtues Sect in Central Continent under his own name. 5 Virtues Sect had the 5 Virtues Elders. Among them, Mu Huai was the Wood Virtue Elder. This time, he took a risk to undergo immortal ascension and succeeded, obtaining a medium-grade blessed land that Wu Zhang brought him to Heavenly Lotus Sect as he gained the First Supreme Elder's recognition. From now on, Mu Huai was a member of Wu Zhang's faction. Days later, in Northern Plains. An immortal ascension had just ended. Ouyang Bai Sang only had half of his body remaining, but he barely survived. Second brother, you succeeded. Mo Shikuang shouted loudly as he ran forward in excitement. Ouyang Bai Sang could only smile as he could not speak. He looked towards Lu Wenwu with a grateful gaze. If not for Lu Wenwu's help, Ouyang Bai Sang would have definitely died. Right now, all thanks to Lu Wenwu's immortal killer move, Ouyang Bai Sang managed to survive. Lu Wenwu was once Lu tribe's Gu immortal seed. He was the sworn brother of Ouyang Bai Sang and Mo Shikuang. They had participated in the imperial court contest. Lu Wenwu was already a Gu immortal. With his help, Ouyang Bai Sang also succeeded. Lu Wenwu understood what Ouyang Bai Sang was thinking. He smiled gently. Second brother, go ahead and rest with me here, you will be safe. Ouyang Bai Sang did not even have the strength to nod. He shut his eyes and fell asleep. This showed how much trust he had in Lu Wenwu. Big brother, second brother has already succeeded in the immortal ascension. I can do it too. When are you going to help me? I want to try it too. Mo Shikuang showed a heated gaze and spoke in an anxious tone. Lu Wenwu smiled bitterly. Third brother, calm down. You've seen what happened to your second brother. The immortal ascension is very dangerous. He almost failed to balance the 3 chi and nearly failed completely. With just my help, it is very unreliable to try and go through the unpredictable immortal ascension calamities and tribulations. We were lucky this time because the calamities and tribulations were within my abilities. But you need to know that there are all kinds of tribulations. By the time you undergo immortal ascension, we may not be so lucky. This, Mo Shikuang scratched his head. Lu Wenwu added, let's wait a while for your second brother's cultivation level to stabilize. Once he has some immortal methods, we can work together to help you. That will be safer. Brother, you are right, I'll wait. Mo Shikuang agreed with the words and changed his decision. But he did not know that Lu Wenwu was sighing internally. Long ago, Lu Wenwu was just a Gu master. He did not have such a wide vision. Thus, he became sworn brothers with Mo Shikuang. But after becoming a Gu immortal, he realized that the world was ruled by humanity. All variant humans were marginalized. Mo Shikuang's Inkman identity was increasingly sensitive. After Lu Wenwu helped Ouyang Bai Sang to become an immortal, the latter would become Lu tribe's external supreme elder. He would be Lu Wenwu's supporter and stand on the same political side as him. Even though Ouyang Bai Sang was a purebred human, Lu tribe's other factions still attacked them. Why was Lu Wenwu helping an external member instead of nurturing Lu tribe's own Gu masters? If Mo Shikuang became an immortal through Lu Wenwu's help, it would be an even worse situation when he becomes a member of his political faction. This would be a weakness for the other factions to target. Sometimes, Lu Wenwu envied the 10 great ancient sects of Central Continent. The supreme elders of these ancient sects were able to create their own sects under their personal name to gather and distribute Central Continent's resource points. If they were able to nurture Gu immortals, then those would become their subordinates or companions. This was a superb political method by the 10 great ancient sects to control Central Continent. But this could not work in the super clan-dominated regions. Creating one's own force was too much of a taboo. Like in Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's lifetime, he wanted a hereditary monarchy. He wanted to unify and rule the entire world. Eastern Seas Hua Ben Ku, Central Continent's Mu Huai, and Northern Plains Ouyang Bai Sang. With the deep foundation of the super forces, they knew the secrets behind immortal ascension, thus, many of their Gu immortal seeds were quickly using the opportunity to ascend. Southern border. Oh no! Yi Peng had a grim expression. He watched as the heaven, earth and human qi lost their balance. Within the qi lump, Gu Master Yi Chong failed the immortal ascension. By the time the 3 qi lump dispersed, he was almost reduced to a stick, his arms and legs were gone, his entire body was a bloody mess. Calamities and tribulations could be resisted by allies, but the balancing of 3 qi was something that only the Gu Master could handle, no one else could help. Sai, you were too immersed in the natural inspiration that I already told you not to be greedy. Yi Peng landed beside Yi Chong and sighed regrettably. Yi Chong did not move. After a few breaths of time, he died. Half a month later. On an unknown mountain in central continent, Ben Duo Yi succeeded in the immortal ascension. I've finally become a rank 6 Gu immortal. He had a complex emotion. While he felt joy and excitement, there was also regret. In order to resist the calamities and tribulations while balancing the 3 qi, he gave up on the chance of natural inspiration. Ben Duo Yi's master was Yumu Chun, a refinement path quasi-great grandmaster, and also a member of Shadow Sect. From this aspect, Ben Duo Yi was also a remnant of Shadow Sect. He was chosen by Yumu Chun due to his exceptional talent. Ben Duo Yi was more witty than the average hairy man, he had clear thoughts and did not lose to humans in terms of spirituality. This successful immortal ascension also proved that Yumu Chun had great foresight. After cleaning up, Ben Duo Yi quickly left the mountain. Not long after, a Gu immortal arrived at this place. This is it. The star array calculation formation showed that someone underwent tribulation here. Oh, seems like a lone cultivator. After inspecting, this Gu immortal obtained some clearer clues. His eyes started to shine. The immortal ascension of lone cultivators was very difficult. Since they succeeded, it meant that they were very valuable. If I can recruit this person successfully, I will earn a huge sum of contribution points. This person can also be in my faction in the future. Places with people would have competition for benefits, leading to conflict. As long as the internal conflict of a sect was well managed, it would be a great system for eliminating the weak and nurturing the strong. The sect higher-ups were willing to see this. However, this Gu immortal did not know that the person undergoing tribulation was not a purebred human but a hairy man. Ben Duo Yi's immortal ascension was just one of countless others. First, the 5 regions super forces Gu immortal seeds made their attempt. Afterwards, lone immortals and demonic cultivators also gave it a shot. Gradually, the trend of immortal ascension was formed. The immortal ascension trend involved the righteous path, demonic cultivator, and even lone cultivators. Many lone cultivators like Ben Duo Yi emerged and showed themselves, surprising the world with their appearance. The super forces of the 5 regions were also involved. Among super forces, there was even some hidden competition. Tai Clan's Tai Roa Nan became a rank 6 metal path Gu immortal. Shang Clan's Xianxia succeeded in her immortal ascension. 2 of Western Desert's Lin Clan's Gu masters became immortals at the same time. Eastern Sea's Nangong clan did not fall behind. In just 7 days, 2 Gu masters took a risk and succeeded. They both had considerable gains. Next, Southern Border's Tai clan spread joyous news again. The revived Tai Mu Bai and Tai Bai Chi both succeeded in their immortal ascension. The one that shocked the 5 regions Gu immortal world the most was Southern Border's Wu clan. Wu clan's Zhongyi, Wu Shentong, Divine Dr. Xianxia, Wei Shenjing, and others became rank 6 Gu immortals. There were a total of 9 people who succeeded. This was the number 1 record in the 5 regions. Wu clan was lacking Gu immortals previously, but under Wu Yong's reform, they took in a large number of external elders. With these Gu immortals' presence, Wu clan immediately became the Southern Border's super force with the most number of Gu immortals. Immediately, all sorts of congratulatory letters from various forces were sent to Wu Yong via Treasure Yellow Heaven or Information Path Gu Worms. Wu clan gained a huge amount of fame, but Wu Yong only snickered coldly without feeling happy at all. Such celebrations are just a form of self-consolation for the chaotic future under the rule of the Venerables. So what if we have more Gu immortals? Can we be safe? Against the Venerables, we are all ants. Moreover, in terms of numbers, Heavenly Court, Longevity Heaven, and the Heaven and Earth Great Love Alliance definitely have the most number of immortal ascensions, that they are huge and possess too many super forces under them. Wu Yong was extremely clear of the situation. He knew that the true trial was not the number of successful immortal ascensions, it was the huge impact that these new external supreme elders would cause after joining Wu clan, when they go against the traditional factions that have been long established through time. As the first supreme elder of Wu clan, Wu Yong needed to maintain the stability of the clan. If there was too many internal conflicts, they would weaken themselves. In that case, he might as well not implement this change. Central continent. Xiao Qixing descended from the sky. There was some dust on his white robe. His eyebrows were sharp like swords, his body was straight like a spear, his expression was cold and he gave off an aura of pride. Good. Gu Immortal Xiao Baihong laughed as he stroked his beard, looking at Xiao Qixing with a gaze of appreciation. As expected of my beloved great-grandson, that you went through the immortal ascension without external help. Xiao Qixing replied, Great-grandfather, this is nothing to be proud of. Many lone cultivators could achieve it, so why can't I? Rank 6 is merely the starting point. Ha ha ha, well said. Xiao Baihong's laughter became even louder. Next, Xiao Qixing asked the other 9 children of human path. What? Sun Yuanhua, Gu Ting, and the rest became rank 6 Gu immortals but did not refine their vital Gu into an immortal Gu. Hehe, they are really trash. Different from the others, the immortal ascension of the 10 children of human path were kept secret. They were the key to developing human path in Central Continent, they were the future pillars of human path. Before they grew to a certain level, it was better to let them grow safely. Some succeeded in their immortal ascension, some died while taking risks. Some made their ancestors proud, their names were spread throughout the world, while some kept quiet and developed earnestly, keeping a low profile. Some did not try to undergo immortal ascension, like Feng Jin Huang. Some did not even have the qualification to try, for example, Southern Border Xia Cha and Ba Shirba. There were also some who were preparing to undergo immortal ascension, like Western Desert's Mo Li, and Sovereign Immortal Aperture's Guyue Fong Xiang. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2289, Natural Inspiration. Chapter 2289, Natural Inspiration. Southern Border. Deep within a certain earth trench. Kong Ri Tian made the final inspection of the Gu formation and confirmed that it was operational. For the last 10 or so days, he had purposely picked this location and set up several Gu formations in the vicinity of over 10 li. Although I am not specialized in formation path, I can still create some simple mortal formations. With these formations, you will be able to quickly notice any peculiarities in the surroundings. You have my guidance, your chance of success at immortal ascension is high. Kong Xing Tian's will was inside Kong Ri Tian's mind, he said with some confidence. Kong Ri Tian nodded. Ancestor, is there anything else I need to know? Kong Xing Tian thought about it and said, don't be greedy during the natural inspiration, but remember to make good use of it. Since you cultivate Qi path, ask heavens will questions about Qi path related matters, don't go after the secrets of other paths, it will not be worth it. Natural inspiration has its limits, you can't receive an infinite amount of information. Furthermore, when asking Qi path related questions, don't be too broad or demand too much. Don't ask for rank 8 or 9 Qi path immortal Gu recipes, you won't receive a complete one. Even if you obtain an incomplete recipe, it may not even have 5% of the content. Kong Ri Tian kept these words in his mind as he nodded. Then I'll ask Qi path related questions that are problems that I currently face. That is the right thing to do. Kong Xing Tian laughed loudly. Kong Ri Tian shattered his aperture and started the tribulation. Heaven and earth chi surged in the surroundings, forming a 3 days flying ring tribulation. The flying ring was powerful and soared in the sky, lasting for 3 days and night. Kong Ri Tian resisted with difficulty, eventually becoming a rank 6 Gu immortal with a high-grade blessed land. Kong Xing Tian's will sighed, your luck is very poor to have encountered such a tribulation. This tribulation is very special, it will last for 3 days and nights. Even if you destroy the ring, it will regenerate. To protect you, I expended almost all my immortal essence. I told you not to provoke that Xiao Yan. Kong Ri Tian was confused. What does this have to do with Xiao Yan? Kong Xingtian said, Xiao Yan's innate luck is comparable to you before obtaining Xingtian true inheritance. Most importantly, he is Xianxia's subordinate. This girl has incredible luck. Going against Xiao Yan will cause your luck to be expended against Xiao Yan and Xianxia. Now that your luck is low when undergoing tribulation, the 3 days flying ring tribulation appeared to waste all of my remaining immortal essence. Kong Ri Tian had an unsightly expression. Back then, he attacked Xiao Yan and wanted to frame it on the demonic path Gu Master Bao Tong. In the end, an accident occurred as he did not expect the tap fire to contain an immortal material flame. Kong Ri Tian was not a Gu Master then. He did not want to waste the precious immortal essence for Kong Xingtian to use his immortal method. Thus, an intense battle broke out and the tap fire was dispersed, causing the immortal essence flame inside to explode. The immortal material flame burned the entire mountain and could not be stopped. Xiao Yan and Bao Tong were both trapped in the fire. Kong Ri Tian managed to escape with the help of Kong Xingtian's will. To think that the backlash of that decision would influence Kong Ri Tian's immortal ascension. Kong Xingtian sighed, I underestimated that Xianxia. Unless your cultivation level and battle strength surpasses her completely, do not provoke her anymore. Do not even touch anyone who is close to her. Kong Ri Tian gritted his teeth. Ancestor, are you exaggerating this? Humph, foolish child. Innate luck. 1. There are a lot of ways to write luck in Chinese. This one is written as Qi variable, which is why Qi path is involved. Is profound and mystical. Back in my days when Qi path dominated the world, many geniuses were able to catch a glimpse of its profundity. Do not underestimate the variance of luck. Look at Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. I believe this person must have used innate luck as a reference when he created luck path. You have already become a Gu immortal. You should learn more. Gu cultivation paths are not independent of each other, they influence and affect each other in a connected way. The connection between Qi path and luck path is this innate luck. Eventually, Kong Xingtian's will convinced Kong Ri Tian after a lengthy talk. Gu immortal cultivation is far more profound and deep than Gu master cultivation. I am lucky to have your help, ancestor, otherwise, would have to undergo immortal ascension without knowing anything. Kong Ri Tian sighed. Next he consulted, what do I do now, what is the most important thing? Kong Xingtian's will did not hesitate, little fellow, although you become an immortal, there is not enough heaven and earth Qi to help you refine your vital Gu into an immortal Gu. This Qi path Gu worm is crucial to the entire Xingtian true inheritance. Kong Ri Tian understood at once, so now, I need to refine that immortal Gu. Kong Xingtian's will snorted coldly, hee, the ignorant have no fear. Do you think you can refine an immortal Gu? Even if you go bankrupt, you will still have no chance of success. Do you know that most rank 6 Gu immortals do not even own one rank 6 immortal Gu? Most rank 7 Gu immortals spend their lives trying to get a rank 7 immortal Gu. This is true even for venerables. Go and think about how hard it is for a Gu immortal to refine an immortal Gu that suits them. Kong Ri Tian was tongue-tied, he felt shocked, this is too hard, I assented. Kong Xingtian's will sighed, Gu immortal cultivation is tough, it is much riskier than being a Gu master. Kid, you need to learn to survive now. Each calamity and tribulation is a test that you have a higher starting point than many others, but you cannot act rashly. Especially in trying to refine an immortal Gu, it can make you bankrupt without any gains in return. Kong Ri Tian was troubled, what do I do now, ancestor? You told me that I should make my vital Gu an immortal Gu, but you also told me that I cannot refine immortal Gu. So what should I do? Stop beating around the bush. Kong Xingtian's will snorted again, kid, are you willing to listen to me now? Earlier, I told you time and again not to provoke that Xiao Yan, but what did you do? You are just too young. Yes. Kong Ri Tian quickly apologized, ancestor, from now on, we'll listen to you. Seeing that his descendant had given in, Kong Xingtian's will stopped wasting time, he said, you are quite lucky to have a refinement path venerable like Fang Yuan in your era. Go make a transaction with him if you want to refine immortal Gu. Wait, you want me to transact with him in treasure yellow heaven, aren't you afraid? Before Kong Ri Tian could continue, Kong Xingtian rebuked him, do you think a grand venerable will care about a rank 6 immortal Gu? I know what you are afraid of, aren't you afraid that Fang Yuan is still connected to Xianxia? But you did not do anything to her either. Kong Ri Tian heard this and thought about it, feeling a little hurt internally. Kong Sheng Tian's will was not wrong. In Kong Ri Tian and Xianxia's encounters, he had always suffered a loss. Last time, he was chased after by Xianxia and Wu Ji because of Sheng Tian true inheritance. Afterwards, he also suffered losses during his tribulation after provoking Xiao Yan. Xianxia was having a great life now, while Kong Ri Tian was suffering more now. Let's go to Treasure Yellow Heaven, we will talk to Fang Yuan's will. Eventually, Kong Ri Tian said. Back in Western Desert. The sandstorm stopped. Mo Li had rank 6 cultivation level, he bowed deeply at the Featherman Gu immortals in front of him. Friends from E clan, thank you for the help. Otherwise, would not have been able to become a Gu immortal on my own. Mo Li thanked them sincerely. Ever since the contest in Sand Heap Blessed Land, he was saved by the mysterious super force E clan, in Western Desert. Mo Li came to E clan's headquarters and after interacting with them, he found that they were actually all feathermen. This time, with the help of E clan's Gu immortals, Mo Li became an immortal. E clan's Gu immortal Zhou Yi Ko said, Friend Mo Li, you are too polite. You are one who obtained thieving heaven true inheritance, that means you are his inheritor. Back then, our E clan's ancestor was helped by Lord Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable and survived. With the help of his method, E clan was able to stay hidden for so many years. Lord Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable is our benefactor. The entire E clan believes that Lord Demon Venerable has not died so easily without making a sound. By helping you now, we also want to repay the debt we owe to Lord Thieving Heaven. If one day in the future, Lord Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable revives, our entire E clan will follow him by his side. Thus, we are comrades. Mo Li was deeply moved by the Featherman Gu immortal Zhou Yi Ko's words, he had a warm feeling in his heart. Central Continent. Wei Wuxiang looked at the chi lump in his immortal aperture with a heated gaze. Just earlier, he had succeeded in the tribulation, becoming a human path Gu immortal. He obtained a high-grade blessed land, the remaining heaven and earth chi was enough for him to refine a vital immortal Gu. His vital Gu was Thief Gu, it was already enveloped in heaven and earth chi now. I heard that Gu Ting, Sun Yuan Hua, and the rest became immortals but did not refine a human path immortal Gu. I am different from them. Recently, while deeply asleep at night, I had the urge to pee and woke up. At that moment, I gained a burst of inspiration and comprehended Thief Gu's immortal Gu recipe. With this immortal Gu recipe and so much heaven and earth chi remaining, I can definitely refine Thief immortal Gu. This immortal Gu recipe is worth waking up to pee at night. Although Wei Wuxiang entered the derivation formation, his memories were altered and caused him to think that it was inspiration that allowed him to create Thief immortal Gu's recipe. But after 15 minutes. Wei Wuxiang grunted as he fell to the ground. The heaven and earth chi were completely expended while his vital Gu was heavily damaged. I failed the Gu refinement. Impossible. Wei Wuxiang could not believe what had happened. To refine the vital Gu, I used heaven and earth chi. This is borrowing the power of heaven and earth to refine Gu, it has nothing to do with my refinement path attainment. So how did I fail? Wei Wuxiang could only think of one explanation, I failed because immortal Gu is unique. Thinking of this, Wei Wuxiang shook his head. In his view, this was even more impossible. It meant that someone else had already refined Thief immortal Gu. I am the creator of Thief immortal Gu, how can anyone get the recipe before me, unless, Thief immortal Gu already exists naturally in the world. But that's also strange. Human path should not have developed this deeply yet. Wei Wuxiang fell into deep confusion as he contemplated. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2290, Heavens will please scram. Chapter 2290, Heavens will please scram. Heavenly Court. Another Gu immortal walked out of the derivation formation. This female immortal wore golden armor, there was a golden cape flowing down her back, extending from her shoulder to the ground. She was taller than normal people and her shoulders were broad, when she walked, her long legs were the most eye-catching as they made her look beautiful and elegant. Her nose bridge was tall, her lips were thin and her eyes were also thin. She had outstanding presence, she was like born royalty that ruled above the common man. When she looked at people, because of her height, she often had to look down. She had an authoritative aura that was fermented naturally within her, people would lower their heads and not dare to look at her directly. It was as if they could only look at her feet in order to not offend her. She was Qin Ding Ling. After walking out of the derivation formation, Qin Ding Ling quickly recovered her senses. She turned around and looked at the derivation formation behind her, her eyes shone with unprecedented brightness. She was very excited. Her entry to the formation gave her great gains. The most exciting thing that she obtained from this derivation formation was the hope for Heavenly Court to defeat Giant Sun Immortal Venerable, Heaven Refining Demon Venerable, and Spectral Soul Demon Venerable. Why was that? Simply because the derivation formation's ability to develop a Gu cultivator's path was just too powerful. Like how Qin Ding Ling obtained huge gains when she entered the formation this time. This was not just her personal growth, it helped to push the entire luck path forward in development. Thanks to her going into the formation, the luck path of the world took a huge stride forward, obtaining huge development. What did this mean? This meant that as long as more luck path Gu immortals like Qin Ding Ling entered the derivation formation, luck path would develop further. When the number of times accumulate, the quantitative growth would trigger a qualitative transformation. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable would be kicked out of his Supreme Grandmaster attainment level. Supreme Grandmaster attainment level meant that the Gu cultivator's understanding of a certain path was equivalent to the world. After Qin Ding Ling entered the formation, she became the core that used the vast number of inheritances in Heavenly Court to deduce many new research results of luck path. These new results were just some accumulation that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable could decipher with just a glance. Because these luck path research results were still under the scope of the current profundity of luck path, it had not exceeded the existing limits. It was a quantitative growth but not a qualitative change. But once the quantity accumulated, there would be a qualitative transformation. Once there was a qualitative change, the entire world's luck path attainment level would rise by a level, while Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's attainment level would lag behind. At that point, he would no longer be a luck path Supreme Grandmaster. In that case, he would not be a Dao Lord anymore and would not be able to refine natural luck path Dao marks. That would be a disastrous blow to Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. It is a pity that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had been protecting luck path from getting spread widely in the world. Otherwise, if there are more luck path Gu immortals like me to enter the derivation formation, we will be able to kick Giant Sun Immortal Venerable out of Supreme Grandmaster attainment level. Qin Ding Ling expressed her pity towards this. After leaving the derivation formation, she would not be able to enter for a long time. Going in forcefully would not have any gains but instead cause her irreparable harm. It was too late to start nurturing luck path Gu immortals. Only a peak rank 8 Gu cultivator like Qin Ding Ling could promote the advancement of the entire luck path. Of course, it was not impossible for other luck path Gu immortals or Gu masters. But they had not reached the apex of luck path, it was simply too hard to exceed the current accomplishments of heaven and earth. For Heavenly Court, this was too costly to try and the gains they could derive from it were just too small. Next, it is my turn. Fairy Maiden Soul smiled at Qin Ding Ling as she walked past the ladder. Fairy Maiden Soul went into the derivation formation and vanished. She was Heavenly Court's Soul Path great expert from Spectral Soul's era, she was on par with Thunder Ghost True Monarch. This entry into the formation would derive great gains, it would promote the development of the world's Soul Path. It is a pity that Heavenly Court currently lacks Refinement Path great experts. There are many Refinement Path Gu immortals in the 10 great ancient sects but few are rank 8. Furthermore, none are great experts who have reached a certain height of Refinement Path. Qin Ding Ling pondered. Heavenly Court's derivation formation showed the terrifying power of star constellation Immortal Venerable. But to kick a Venerable out of Supreme Grandmaster attainment level, the difficulty was too high. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's Luck Path, Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's Soul Path, and Heaven Refining Demon Venerable's Refinement Path. There was a need to have many Gu cultivators in these three paths. Heavenly Court had the derivation formation, but rank 9 derivation Gu was not refined by star constellation Immortal Venerable, thus, it was still wild and took in natural essence on its own. As a result, the derivation formation needed very little immortal essence to operate. But Heavenly Court lacked crucial members. Without enough great experts in these paths, the derivation formation could not kick the Venerables out of their thrones. Maybe, this is the reason why Heavenly Court needs to focus on developing human path. Qin Ding Ling had a flash of inspiration. She could only see a small part of star constellation Immortal Venerable's plan, she could not decipher the big picture. Eastern Sea. The sea was calm without any waves. Guyue Fangxiang was at the crucial moment of his immortal ascension. Heaven, earth and human qi had already surrounded him completely. Guyue Fangxiang gritted his teeth as he did his best to balance the three qi, condensing them as much as he could. I must succeed. I need to become a Gu immortal to save my mother. Also, I need to become a Gu immortal and gain more strength to find my father. Guyue Fangxiang cheered himself on, but soon most of his attention was diverted to something else. At this moment, he sensed heaven's will. This was the moment for natural inspiration. You must succeed. The mermaid immortal Lian Kuxian floated in the air openly as she appeared right beside Guyue Fangxiang. Her eyes did not move at all, she stared at him fixedly. Unfortunately, the process of balancing the three qi could not be interrupted, otherwise, Lian Kuxian would rather do it for him. This time, she had taken the mission from the mission board to accidentally meet Guyue Fangxiang and coax him to go to a place suitable for immortal ascension. The truth was, Fang Yuan secretly opened Sovereign Immortal Aperture's door to bring Guyue Fangxiang to the 5 regions. While Guyue Fangxiang was undergoing tribulation, Fang Yuan hid near him but was not idling. He was secretly using a powerful rank 9 Heaven Path killer move. It was not obscured heavenly secret, this was, stealing heavenly secret. After activating this move, one could steal the knowledge of heaven's will when a Gu master undergoes ascension and experiences natural inspiration. Stealing Heavenly Secret Killer Move's first core was the rank 9 Heavenly Secret Immortal Gu, the second core was rank 8 Great Thief Immortal Gu. Back then, when Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable first created rank 8 Heavenly Secret Gu, the initial goal was to use it to sense heaven and earth, attempting to artificially enter natural inspiration. Normally, a Gu cultivator would only have one opportunity at natural inspiration in their life. When a Gu master undergoes immortal ascension, they would use the opportunity when the aperture turns into an immortal aperture world to gain the recognition of heaven's will and communicate with it. At this time, the Gu master would be able to ask heaven's will questions, and their inquiries would be answered to a certain extent. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but the extent of answers was limited. Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable succeeded. There were no events in the world that heaven and earth did not know of. Just using rank 8 Heavenly Secret Gu would allow the Gu cultivator to ask heaven's will and get an answer. It was able to expose the secrets of heaven and earth, even without any evidence, the Gu immortal could reach the truth. By using Heavenly Secret Gu with other Gu worms, before undergoing tribulation, they would be able to find out the content of the calamities and tribulations to make appropriate countermeasures. And in terms of concealment, obscured Heavenly Secret was the best example. If Fang Yuan used rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu alone, he would not be able to get any answers from heaven's will. Because heaven's will did not like him. Fang Yuan was one of the main culprits who destroyed Fate Gu, heaven's will had been trying to kill him the entire time. With such a relationship, how could heaven's will give him any answers? Fang Yuan understood the advantages of natural inspiration. Earlier in the battle in Crazed Demon Cave, why did he produce so many powerful killer moves? Other than self-deduction, he had also secretly used the natural inspiration of many Gu masters in his immortal aperture when they ascended, saving him precious time and energy. Without these exceptional killer moves, Fang Yuan would have gotten killed by the two venerables. Thus, natural inspiration was a huge reason why Fong Yuan emerged victorious in Crazed Demon Cave. Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable wanted more natural inspiration opportunities, so did Fong Yuan. Every Gu cultivator knew the precious value of natural inspiration. To do this, Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable created Rank 8 Heavenly Secret Gu. What about Fong Yuan? He made Stealing Heavenly Secret Killer Move. This killer move was created long ago, but it was only Rank 8 then and had limited strength. Honestly speaking, it was worthless. Too much immortal essence was expended for too little gains. He might as well order Gu masters to ask specific questions during their natural inspiration. But this was in the past. Right now, the situation had changed greatly. The reason was Rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu. Where did Rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu originate from? Truthful Floating Ice. This was Limitless Demon Venerable's arrangement. He had used the chaos outside the world to fuel the Crazed Demon formation. It was a grand accomplishment from countless years of effort. Starting from the 8th layer, Crazed Demon Cave was isolated from the 5 regions. Crazed Demon formation was no exception. But Fong Yuan refined Rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu in his own sovereign immortal aperture. It was also isolated from the 5 regions. This meant that the current Gu cultivation world did not have the recipe of Rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu. By having Rank 9 Heavenly Secret Gu, on just this point, Fong Yuan was already above the entire world. Rank 8 Stealing Heavenly Secret had limited power, but Rank 9 Stealing Heavenly Secret was above the world. It surpassed even heaven's will. Each time there was a Gu master undergoing natural inspiration, Fong Yuan would activate Rank 9 Stealing Heavenly Secret Killer Move. The gains were simply unimaginably immense. Fong Yuan had a chance to observe everything that happened in the world. In normal situations, the natural inspiration of Gu masters was limited. This was the restriction set by heaven's will. But Fong Yuan Stealing Heavenly Secret could directly steal the answer. It did not matter what heaven's will intended to do. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.